that's a wrap for today's gospel music. We'll do this again tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6 o'clock. Join me for breakfast, for coffee, and Southern gospel music.
.24/7 WCAB is serving the foothills of the Carolinas. Learn more about us at www.wcab59.com.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A new focus on sex assaults in the military after Arizona Senator Martha McSally revealed she was raped by a senior officer. McSally speaking at a Senate committee hearing on sex assault.
I share the disgust of the failures of the military system and many commanders who failed in their responsibilities.
She is an Air Force veteran and the first American woman to fly a combat mission. But she says she didn't report it because she didn't trust the system. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is also a veteran.
It'll definitely resonate across all of the military branches, and it'll alert commanders and section leaders and the leadership that more still needs to be done. Even though these programs have been put in place over the last several years by the Department of Defense, there still needs to be some other type of change.
Singer R. Kelly's being held right now in Chicago, ordered to prison after failing to come up with $161,000 for child support. Daryl Johnson is his crisis manager. He tells ABC,
I'm pretty sure that bond will be raised. He has a lot of friends, a lot of people that still like him he grew up with. I think he'll be okay.
Kelly is also facing sex assault charges. Facebook's chief, Mark Zuckerberg, is now saying he's changing the company's focus and zeroing in on privacy.
Zuckerberg plans to stitch together its Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram messaging services so users will be able to contact each other across all platforms, and those messages would be encrypted so no one but the sender and receiver can read the contents, not even Facebook, something only available right now on WhatsApp.
That's ABC's Mark Remillard. President Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, at one point asking his lawyers to inquire about a possible presidential pardon. Cohen's current lawyer, Lenny Davis, says the conversation came up after his home was raided by the FBI. Cohen says he did not want a pardon. President Trump's former campaign chair, Paul Manafort, faces up to 20 years at his sentencing today for his conviction on tax and bank fraud. You're listening to ABC News.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
With your taxes, are you incorporated or an employee of someone else working out of a home office? If you said yes to the first one, there are business deductions you can take. And if you said yes to number 2, changes in the tax laws mean you can't write off that home office. Best to get the advice of a tax prep pro.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in taxes to the IRS? There are programs that can reduce or eliminate your debt now. Call Fox Tax at 800-680-8090. 800-680-8090.
An American reporter who's worked for ABC News from Caracas, Venezuela, was taken into custody. He's now been released.
I was pretty scared. I mean, I've been in Venezuela for about 5 years now, so I know that this is always a possibility.
Cody Weddle says while he was being interrogated, he was not hurt.
No, they didn't do anything to me physically or psychologically, really. I was mostly just there in the room the whole time.
Cody Weddle is now in the process of being deported back to the United States. Some cops in Boulder are under investigation after confronting an African-American man who was cleaning up his own yard.
He's picking up trash and you have your hand on your gun?
In cell phone video that's now gone viral.
We live here.
Boulder police officers are seen surrounding a black man who is holding a device to pick up trash. The first officer on scene, who has now been placed on leave, draws his gun after asking the man if he was allowed to be there. The man says he lived and worked in the building, and then it escalates.
Go home. This is ridiculous.
Eventually, the officers retreat, but one officer on the recording admits to the man that he may have been racially profiled. Alex Stone, EBC News.
Amazon says it's closing down all of its pop-up shops. Instead, it's focusing on opening more of its bookstores. Amazon has 87 pop-up shops in malls, grocery stores, department stores. The Wall Street Journal says they're expected to all close next month. This is ABC News.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
I'm Sherry. Preston?
Good morning, everyone. Waking up to a very cold start this morning. Later this afternoon, it's milder than what we had yesterday. We'll focus on low to mid-50s. It's partly to perhaps mostly cloudy by the end of the day. It's a lot of thick upper-level clouds coming on in. We'll expect upper 50s towards Charlotte, where you'll see more sunshine. Tonight is mostly cloudy, not as cold, with low to mid-30s. And then tomorrow is cloudy, a chance for rain in the afternoon. The high temperature in the mid-40s to mid-50s south towards Charlotte. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
It's currently 32 degrees here in Rutherfordton at our vantage point. According to Peter the meter reader, 32 degrees, warming up to about 52. Now, the rain is expected to return to our forecast maybe by tomorrow. Tomorrow night and Saturday, we have a 50-50 chance of rain, scattered showers throughout the day today on Saturday, and then 80% Saturday night. Sunday, 70% chance, and then it's sort of clearing out of here for the next few days. Next forecast of rain is on Wednesday, March 13th. So we got a break. We got a few breaks there in the forecast without any rain for us, but temperature is going to be kind of mild, not too cold for today or tomorrow. And looks like we're going to be in the 50s or 60s throughout most of the period. Even nighttime, tonight's probably going to be the coolest, and that's around 35. 6 minutes after 7, now I have these death announcements this morning. Mr. Chad Cosby, 83, of Bostic, died Wednesday, March 6th at Fairhaven. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service for Mr. Thad Cosby. Francis Thomas McMahon, age 88, of Spindale, passed away Tuesday. In keeping with Francis's wishes, no formal services will be held, and Crow's Mortuary is handling the family, talking with the family of Francis Thomas McMahon. Eleanor Twomley Noyes, age 92, of Forest City, passed away March 1st at Fairhaven of Forest City. A private memorial service and burial will be held in New Hampshire in the spring, and Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Eleanor Twomley Noyes. Peggy T. Mays, 86, of Salem Church Road, Bostic, died Monday at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. A memorial service will be held at 11:30 today at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel, with Reverend Ricky Petit officiating. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Peggy T. Mays. Frank Pleasant, age 79, of Harmon Street, Forest City, died Tuesday at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. The funeral service will be conducted at 3 o'clock today at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel, with Reverend Randy Church and Brother Kenneth Linder officiating. Burial will follow in Eternal Hills Memorial Park, with military honors being accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Frank Pleasant. Timothy Ray Toney, age 51, passed away Tuesday at his residence. The family will receive friends this evening from 6 until 8 o'clock at Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside. Funeral service will be held on Friday, March 8th at 11 o'clock at Gants Grove Baptist Church, with Pastor Paul Toney officiating. It was Mr. Toney's wishes to be cremated, and no graveside services will be held. Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside is serving the family of Timothy Ray Toney. Evelyn Sims Abrams, 95, of Rutherfordton, died Saturday at White Oak Manor, Rutherfordton. Funeral services will be held 11 a.m. Friday at Crow's Mortuary, with Reverend Bill Abrams. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service at the mortuary. Crow's Mortuary is serving the family of Evelyn Sims Abrams. Jacqueline Louise Condry Yon passed away Monday, March 4th at Hospice House. There will be a small gathering of friends and family held by the family at the Sunshine Community Clubhouse in Bostic on Sunday, March 10th from 2 until 4, and all are welcome to come. Mike Mahan's funeral home and cremation service is in charge of the arrangements for Jacqueline Louise Condry Yon. Mr. Terry Hollifield, 56 of Bostic, died Monday at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. The funeral will be conducted at 4 o'clock Sunday at Cedar Grove United Methodist Church. The Reverend Greg Dickens, Reverend David Hawkins, and Dwight Hollifield will officiate. Burial will follow in the Sunshine United Methodist Church Cemetery. Visitation will be held from 3 o'clock until 4 in the church prior to the service. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service is in charge of the arrangements for Mr. Terry Hollifield of Bostic.
First from New York, members of the MS-13 gang have a new way to enhance their street cred. They're targeting New York City police officers at their homes. Cops are taking the threat very seriously, according to intelligence obtained by the department. MS-13 members are running reconnaissance operations to find out where police live and then to set up hits. Second story, life in El Salvador has become so dangerous for police that many of them are fleeing the country. MS-13 has killed dozens of cops in El Salvador in recent years. 9 officers were killed by the gang in January. Now, when President Trump warned about this deadly gang and demanded we do a better job keeping them out at our southern border, what happened? Well, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrat Party attacked President Trump. They defended MS-13 as the newcomers that we had to welcome in. That's right, my friends. The Democrats defended a gang whose motto is Mata, Viola, Controla. That means kill, rape, control. Democrats defended a street gang whose new mission is to kill our police officers in their homes. I guess they must really want their votes.
What happened? You used to go hours without visiting the bathroom. Now it seems like you're constantly getting up to pee, and you're even getting up at night to go. This is not okay. Listen, the makers of Super Beta Prostate, the #1 prostate formula, are introducing a new wonder pill, Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced, with 3 key ingredients that are great for your prostate. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. To celebrate, we're sending free bottles to men who want to cut down on bathroom trips. Yes, your first 30-day supply is free. Pay shipping and handling. Call 1-800-388-1778. Early research suggests that an ingredient in P3 Advanced may help support a normal prostate size. Combine that with a reduction in urges to pee, and you have a formula you'd be crazy not to try. Get P3 Advanced free. Call 1-800-388-1778. 1-800-388-1778. 1-800-388-1778.
100.9 FM and 590 AM. Recommended by 3 out of 4 truck drivers. The fourth one? Well, he just stopped off for coffee.
Boy, you got great taste in music.
This is WCAB.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service department makes Sisk Family Ford the choice for so many. Step up to Ford today. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Local folks are putting it on their to-do list when they have guests come into the area to be sure they take them over to Washburn Store to look around and shop. You know, I've told you you can just about find anything at Washburn Store. Well, you can just about shop the alphabet, from candy, cups, caps, bells, bulbs, and bottles, corn seed, cornmeal, corn shellers, mayonnaise, marbles, measuring cups, pots, pans, popcorn poppers, lamps, lamp oil, and lanterns, dippers, dishpans, diet drinks, straw hats, shovels, signs, hot ginger ale, mild ginger ale, diet ginger ale. On and on we can go. What are you looking for? Well, you got it at Washburn Store. Stop by real soon. And when your guests come to visit, put it on your to-do list. Go visit Washburn Store and let them be impressed as much as we are right here. Located on the Bostic Sunshine Highway in the Bostic, Washburn community.
Jack Slade was a friendly, gentle-spoken man when he was sober, but with liquor under his belt, he was to be avoided. While working for the railroad in Colorado, they sent him to Julesburg because they suspected one of their station masters, a Jules Binney, of stealing horses and harboring outlaws. The two men had a confrontation which resulted in Jules coming after Slade with a gun. Before Slade could pull his gun, Jules shot him 3 times with a pistol and twice with a shotgun. The locals grabbed Jules Binney and proceeded to find a place to hang him. Fortunately, or as we shall see later, maybe not so fortunately, it was discovered that Jack Slade was still alive. After Slade healed, he came after Jules. Slade tied Jules to a corral post where he filled him full of holes. Right after this, fortunately, or as we shall see later, maybe not so fortunately, Slade bugged out to Montana. There, Slade continued his ways in Virginia City. The Montana vigilantes warned local troublemakers to get on your horses and be gone. Jack Slade didn't think they meant him because he always apologized once he sobered up. So he stuck around town and kept drinking. After keeping the citizens awake all night with gunshots, the Montana vigilantes had their fill. So on March 10, 1864, within a matter of a couple of hours, Jack Slade was arrested, sentenced to die, and hanged. It was a tough cure, but he never took another drink. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Fascinating stories from the Wild, Wild West, heard right here on the Wild, Wild WCAB. Good morning, everybody. 17 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we're starting out relatively nice, 32 degrees right now. Let's go to the phones, find out what's been going on the past 24 hours or so. And Sheriff Chris Francis is on the phone with me right now to give us that update. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. Hope you're doing well this morning.
I am doing well. Love to see this.
Thawing out, I guess.
Yes, I'm enjoying it.
Yes, sir.
Nice spring-like weather for the next few days, although we get more rain, but we can tolerate that, I guess, if we got warm, nice weather.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what's been on the board for the last 24 hours.
Jim, the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 135 calls for service. There have been 8 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 156. Among those arrested, Michael Glenn Bradley, 64-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with failure to appear, received a $5,000 secure bond. Betsy Nicole Hughes, 33-year-old female of Mooresboro, was charged with possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver, also drug paraphernalia and resist or obstruct delay, and received a $12,000 secure bond. April Tessnier Harpster, 49-year-old female of Mooresboro, was charged with failure to comply child support, received a $12,494 cash bond. James Dustin Morrow, 33-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with obtaining property by false pretense and uttering a forged instrument, received a $125,000 secure bond. Roger Charles Ledford Jr., 44-year-old male of Henrietta, was charged with failure to comply and non-support and also resist, obstruct, delay. He received a $2,000 cash bond for the child support and a $2,000 secure bond for the resist, obstruct, delay. Bobby Gene Burgess, 57-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with resist, obstruct, delay and possession of Schedule 6, received a $2,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had obtained property by false pretense on US 64 in Rutherford. Someone, unfortunately, was scammed out of $300, told to get a Google Play card, and took a picture of it and sent that picture with the numbers on the back to the suspect, allegedly in Washington, D.C., where they were supposed to send money to receive a grant, which, of course, unfortunately was a fraud. And as soon as the suspect got the numbers off the back of that card that was loaded, that money was gone, unfortunately. In a separate incident, we had a break-in and entering an attempted larceny on Rock Road in Rutherford. A warehouse was broken into, and a employee was able to get there and I believe possibly scared the suspect off. They did leave a crowbar and some other things behind, and it looked like they had gathered some materials up to take but did not take anything. We had obtained property by false pretense on Jacob Lane, where the suspect sold a Buick Regal not belonging to them to the victim, and same has been recovered, and we'll be looking at charges on that suspect in that case. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
All right, Sheriff, I do appreciate that report, and we look forward to talking to you again next time, and you have a safe day.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
See you now. Sheriff Chris Francis in this morning. It's 20 minutes now past the hour of 7.
JD and Marie Shook have lost their minds, or they've just got the New Year spirit. Starting now, every time you visit the Recliner Center, you can register to win a brand spanking new recliner. A recliner will be given away every month from now and just whenever. All you have to do is go to the Recliner Center and register. Now, after the drawing, the names will be tossed out, and at the beginning of the month, a new box will be ready for you to register again. So don't miss out on your chance to win a recliner from the Recliner Center. This is JD and Marie's way of saying thank you to all their friends and customers for making them a success for over 30 years. Don't forget to check out the Spring Air bedding. Doctors tell us a good night's sleep is very important for energy and stamina. Shouldn't you be resting better this year and having more energy? Spring Air bedding and a chance to win a recliner. And the Recliner Center will now be opening on Mondays and Tuesdays. Store hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. They're on Coopers Gap Road in Rutherford.
And the winner of the recliner for February from the Recliner Center was Christine Freeman of Bostic. Let's check in now with 911 Communications Center. Candy's on the phone to give us an update. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
What's on the report?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 353 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 39 for EMS, 23 for rescue. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Office had 135, Forest City had 41, Rutherford had 21, Lake Lure had 3, and Spindle had 44. Our fire calls, Foster responded to an industrial fire alarm, Forest City to a fire investigation, and Green Hill to a fire industrial alarm, and that's all we had.
Thanks so much. You enjoy your day now.
You too.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Ruby Taylor has the report for us from the Danieltown SDO Fire District. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
Tell us what's been going on over there.
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday calendar, I've got Lois Dobbins, Bailey Keller, Shelley Toney, and Zayla Branch having birthdays, And Mr. and Miss Keith Fain and Mr. and Miss Larry Dobbins have an anniversary, and hope all these people have a nice day. The signs are in the head today and tomorrow. So, Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. You have a great day now.
You too.
Bye-bye. Rutherford Regional Health System now features its walk-in services at Forest City Family Care at 212 Allendale Drive, Forest City, just behind the Tri-City Mall. Those needing walk-in care enjoy the same great services, but now at the new location. They continue to operate Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. The scope of services remain unchanged for the walk-in patients. When you don't have an appointment but need to be seen quickly, we hope you'll choose the walk-in services now located at the rear entrance of Forest City Family Care. The Books for Kids project is still underway. The used books, they're collecting good used books for the project. It ends the end of March. An effort is being launched to collect gently used children's books to be donated to elementary and middle school students in the county. And this is collection point will receive a box at which the books can be placed. After March 31st deadline, the books will be picked up and reviewed to ensure that each book is in good condition and appropriate. You can check with Washburn Realty about the locations of these boxes for these books and to get involved and help distribute some good used books for kiddos. Here's Steve now up in Rubbing Ball with our report for this Thursday morning. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Jim. Hope we're doing well this morning.
I am thinking. Hope you rested well last night.
I did. I got my Zyrtec in me. I'm ready to go because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the hay fever.
Yeah. It's getting that time of the year, isn't it?
It is, and it definitely. And the flu's going around too, so you know I can see how somebody thinks they got one or the other, not sure which.
Oh yeah.
Because you get flu symptoms with the hay fever. And yeah, we've had a lot of people here sick. I mean, I've heard people tell me that it's the worst that's ever hit them. So, you know.
Seems like that season's never going to end. It just keeps reporting of people with flu.
Yeah. It's like it seems like forever for somebody else to get it, and then they're contagious forever. You know, it's just its cycle just keeps going.
Yeah.
But hopefully, most of the folks that have been impacted have already been impacted. Now we can all get hay fever.
Yeah. Well, I hope it doesn't put you down.
Well, just a little bit. If you preemptively take the medication for allergies, usually you can kind of head most of it off. And I think I've started doing that.
Good.
So, but in the last 24 hours, I haven't heard of any medical calls or same issues that we've had with the Buffalo Creek Road still exists. We're just gearing up for the road teams coming in this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, of course, the University of North Carolina is going to be here with Ohio State. So I guess we'll start protecting the Buckeye sign that we have every year because they've removed it a few times. I guess take it home with them as a souvenir of a Buckeye Road. So I'll have to kind of put extra security on that sign.
When they're up there for practice, do they ever compete with each other?
They do. That's why they all come. In fact, North Carolina has come back after they checked out to compete with the other folks. So they get to know them, and then they just develop those relationships, and then they compete with one another, and it's a kind of a thing they do every year to try to get better. So we have about 12 teams here at different times, but like I said, they come back. A lot of them do come back after they leave.
That's good.
Yeah, so we'll take them, and we're crowded. We're in crowded spaces, but it is what it is. So, but other than that, it's been relatively quiet. We're making some changes here. We're doing some things, and we're trying to adjust those changes in security and throughout. So we're doing all those things too behind the scenes.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're up there doing that. I'm glad you're in charge.
Okay, I'll make a list. Okay, so far I got one there. All right, we're good.
You have a great day and stay out of the way of that allergy.
There you go. Okay, thanks.
See you. Bye-bye. 28 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Thursday morning report as we travel around the county to find out where the news is.
When you need daycare services for your adult loved one, Rutherford Life Services is always there for a dependable and loving environment. Rutherford Life offers a place to go during the daytime for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and creative activities. Caregivers can go to work knowing that their loved one is in a safe and reliable place. Rutherford Life is licensed by the North Carolina Division of Aging. Rutherford Life has a full staff of trained professionals who show love and support. Call them today and let them answer any questions you may have concerning adult daycare services. 828-288-1697 or visit the facility at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Well, I know some of you have talked about downsizing. You get ready to that point in your life where your place is too big or too much responsibility, too much maintenance, and you start thinking about downsizing. Well, let me ask you to go by Eastwood Village and look around. What a beautiful adult community and a private neighborhood designed for active people like you who desire some privacy, a lot of security, independence, and maintenance-free living. Eastwood Village consists of 37 homes located just 2 miles east of Forest City on Highway 74. Eastwood homes are privately owned. They're self-governed by a board which consists of only homeowners. Eastwood homeowners take pride in their beautiful location, the beautiful spacious clubhouse, the outdoor pool, the large gazebo, great neighbors. You get health care on site, 24-hour emergency nursing service, meals are available, so much more that you'll appreciate. So if you're beginning to look to downsizing and you want to still be active and enjoy a private country setting, live in your own home, you should contact Eastwood Village Senior Adult Community. Let me arrange a personal tour for you. I know you'll see it and enjoy it and appreciate it as much as others are. Call John Salone or Mike McKeithen at 828-245-9095. Again, that's 245-9095, 9095. And tell them you just like to look around. Said you heard Jim talking about him. You want to look around the place, and maybe you'll see some of my friends that are already living out there. That's Eastwood Village. Here's Bob Hodge now. He's over in the Hudlow Fire District with our report today. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good morning, Jim.
You feeling good today?
Doing good on this chilly Thursday morning.
Yes, sir. But it's no rain out there just yet, so we're happy about that.
Oh, look like we got another day or so here before it rains. But that sun's coming up bright this morning. I can see you real good over there this morning.
Yeah, I like it.
But, Jim, up here with the fire department, it's been quiet all night. I want to say happy birthday to OA Fish this morning. Excuse me. But Mount Vernon Community Club now is having their country ham and chicken pie supper coming up at the Mount Vernon Clubhouse this coming Saturday, March the 9th, and that's from 4:30 p.m. till 6:30 p.m. Adults $10, children $5. 5 and under's free. And Jim, that's about it up here this morning, and I hope you have a good day and get out and enjoy that sunshine today.
So OA Fish is having a birthday today.
OA Fish, yeah. Me and him finished school together out here at the old Mount Vernon School.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
and
he must be 39 again, like you.
Oh, yeah. We've been 39 for quite a while here now.
Well, you're still getting around good. That's a good thing.
That's right there, yeah.
We'll keep up the good work, and we'll wish OA a happy birthday.
That's right there. OA, he went out and made that airplane pilot there and all that, and he wrote some good piece of books there, too, there.
Yeah,
so
he's got a good book out there.
Yeah, got that Kristen Camp over there. Yeah, they're doing good.
Still very active. He teaches a lot of Bible studies. It has a radio program here on Sunday morning, so he's still quite active.
Yeah, that's right. He sure does there.
Well,
Jim, you take care.
You too. You enjoy your day, and we will check back in with you first thing tomorrow morning.
All right.
Thanks, Bob.
Bye-bye.
And you can catch Bob most afternoons for the Afternoon Report with Tom Green. It's 7:33 right now.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
You can know a successful business by the company they keep and the years of service to their customers. That's Southern Carpet and Hardwood Floors. Since 1993, Gerald and Lynn Toney have set out to offer the best products at affordable prices and ensure their customers are satisfied. Their son Clayton joined the business when he was old enough to look over the display cases, and he's been impressing customers ever since. The company, Southern Carpet, keeps and includes some of the best: Bruce Hardwood, Appalachian Hardwood, Armstrong Vinyl, Shaw Carpet, and many more you'll recognize. Southern Carpet has the largest selection of hardwoods and laminates in the area. Check with them when you want something done to your floors. Free estimates and expert installation. Drop by and see them at 1512 West Main Street in Forest City, right across from North State Gas. Look them up on Facebook and check out their website at www.southerncarpet.net.
The Foothills closeout sale we've been talking about is underway, and boy, are you going to be amazed at the bargains. I want you to go over to 153 Sparks Drive to the building right beside the Hampton Inn and see for yourself. They have leather sofas and chairs, marble and granite vanities, beautiful hutches, double bowl and single bowl sinks. They also have individual pieces. You can buy individual pieces or a whole set of furniture. You'll find closeout huge sale there. 20 or more linen hutches, dining room tables, wood and glass, traditional and contemporary. Plenty of table chairs, armless leather chairs, even very nice standalone showers for your basement or any room in the house. Now, the Foothills closeout sale will be open after lunch most days until about 9 p.m. or call DeWitt at 447-7313 for other times. I was impressed with the quality selection and better impressed with the closeout prices, and I know you will be too. If you like to find furniture that with great prices, get on over there today, right beside the Hampton Inn on Sparks Drive. Now we're over to the Cherry Mountain Fire District, and Sue Price, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Yes, indeed.
Well, good. It's still a little bit cloudy looking over here, but maybe the sun will pop out pretty soon and have another pretty day. I'm starting out at 30 degrees, so it's not too bad out there. And let's see, I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I reckon they've been quiet, and that's a good thing. Don't have a single birthday or anniversary on my calendars, neither one of them, so not too many celebrating over this way, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. My birds are really flocking out here. They're all hungry this morning. Got a pretty red bird.
I love
and
red
so
birds.
far, oh, I know, they're so pretty. We had a lot of them. So, and I like to see them. They're really pretty. I don't have any announcements, so it's just a quiet day over here, Jim. Not a lot going on, but we hope everybody will have a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thanks very much, Sue. I'll see you next time.
Okay,
right,
bye-bye.
At McCurry Deck Motors, you can browse a selection of vehicles that includes all of the top models in Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC lineups. The McCurry Deck Motors lineup of vehicles checks all the boxes, ensuring that they will have the perfect vehicle for any car shopper that visits their lot. Come visit and see what's in store for you and your family with the McCurry Deck quality reputation of fair deals and customer service. Try the Chevy. Find new roads with Chevy. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of Chevy, Buick, and GMC. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City. If you're beginning to have trouble with your vision, don't let that go on without getting some attention to it. If your vision's important to you, you should trust your vision care to somebody who you can trust. And that would be Dr. Troy Tebbis. He's the owner-operator of Tri-City Optometric Eye Care in Rutherfordton. And he's been voted the best in the county for several years. Dr. Tebbis, he's an OD, a PhD, takes time to understand his patients, understand their needs and concerns. He doesn't rush through this. He explains to you what's going on, gives you a chance to ask questions. And Tri-City Optometric Eye Care offers full-service eye exams, and I know if you care about your eyesight, care about how your eyes are doing, you need to go with somebody that cares about you as well. Tri-City Optometric Eye Care is located at 337 North Main Street in Rutherfordton, or if you're over in the Polk County Tryon area, he has an office there at 486 South Trade Street. So if your vision is important to you, and I know it is, who you trust your vision care to should be important. Thursday mornings, we're over to Drop-In Family Grocery Store in Bostic, and Audrey's on the phone now to give us some good news about what's good for breakfast. Audrey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm great this morning. How are you?
I'm feeling good, thank you. What you got going on over there?
Well, I tell you what, we got some good biscuits cooking this morning, and I'd like to let everybody know we also have a good breakfast pizza back there that the girls have started doing, and right now they're selling really well, and they're just real good. So we'd like to encourage everybody to stop by and get breakfast this morning.
Breakfast pizza.
That's
right.
right.
Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
What do they put on that? Eggs and the sausage or something?
They got eggs, and I think it's got bacon, a little sausage, and I tell you what, now that's a good pizza.
Boy, I tell you, that's good.
Yeah, it is. And Jim, if I can, I'd like to mention that we'd like to welcome John Barker to our meat market. He just came on and joined the team, and real good meat cutter, just to let everybody know that he's back there too now, and encourage everybody just to stop by and say hello.
And you always have fresh meats available for folks to do their own cooking out steaks.
That's right. And if it's not back there and ain't cut at the time they come through, just speak to him and let him know what you're wanting, and he'll be more than glad to cut it for you.
All right. I like what you're doing over there, Aubrey. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
All right, Jim. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too. Bye-bye. That's the Drop-In Family Grocery there in Bostic, but on the Bostic Sunshine Highway, right across from the post office, catty corner there from the post office.
Health insurance is complicated, and with healthcare reform on the way, it's not getting any simpler. If you've got questions, we've got agents. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent can walk you through the changes and offer you the right healthcare plan with the right benefits for you. Healthcare may be changing, but our superior service isn't. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
Well, what did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing. All right, we're at Union Mills, North Carolina, and get the Kelly report from Miss Brenda Kelly. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this terrific Thursday morning?
Oh, I'm happy as a lark.
Oh, I hear you.
Happy as a red bird eating food.
Do what?
Happy as a red bird on a bird feeder.
I hear you. full of sunflower seeds.
That's right. That's right.
Are you that bright?
No, I'm not that bright.
I don't know. I think you're pretty bright.
Oh, thank you.
Who was singing that song? I know a man who can. Was that Michael Henderson?
That was Michael Henderson.
He done a fantastic job on that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'll pass that on to him. Yeah, he does a good job of that song.
Yeah, boy, he can get up and get that high note, can't he?
I'll tell him he has one fan.
He's probably got more than that.
He does.
But I enjoyed that this morning.
Well, thank you.
I was just singing right along with him, but I was singing bass.
Well, that's all right. Mama sings bass sometimes.
Yeah, there you go. But we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 24 degrees on the front porch. I don't have but one person or two people celebrating today, and that's Jeff and Renee Wright, and it's their anniversary. I don't have anything on around here, so we hope they have a great old big day on their special day. And in ways of announcements, We got a buffet breakfast at the Gilchrist School Community Center. Starts at 7 a.m. and go to 10 a.m. and that's Saturday, April the 9th. March the 9th. I don't know why I said April. I'm trying to get ahead. Adults are $6. Kids 6 to 12, 3, 6 and under free. It's all you can eat. Sausage, bacon, liver, mush, gravy, and biscuits, and all the trimmings. Proceeds go to help rebuild the old Gilchrist School. I know why I said April. This announcement I've got is the one they sent me way years ago, and it's got April Road on it, so I was looking at that. But it's actually March the 9th. That'll be this Saturday. So if you can, go out and enjoy that. And then the Piedmont Pleasant Hill Clubhouse is going to have a spaghetti supper, and they have a big salad bar when they have this, and this will be March the 16th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Adults is $8, 6 and under is free. Then we got a spring toy run, Toys for Tots, United States Marine Corps Reserve, where Far City Church of the Nazarene, 728 Hardin Road, Far City. When? Saturday, March the 30th. What time? Restoration begins at 10 a.m. First bike out at 11:30. $15 single rider, $20 double rider, or a new unwrapped toy. And what will be there? Drawings, live music, motorcycles, classic cars. Classic cars, $5 entry fee, with a $50 Best in Show prize. For more information, contact Greg Curtis at 828-4479-440. And I think that's all I got going on so far.
All right. You like puzzles. I've got a riddle for you.
Okay.
A murderer is condemned to death. He has to choose between 3 rooms. The first is full of raging fires. The second is full of assassins with loaded guns. And the third is full of lions that haven't eaten in 3 years. Which room is safest for him?
The third is full of what?
Lions who haven't eaten in 3 years.
Well, he needs to go with the lions and be like Daniel in the lion den.
Well, that's a good choice. Because he should choose the room with the lions, because if the lions haven't eaten in 3 years, they're dead.
Are you sure? Well, I was thinking more on the Bible version. But I still got it right,
You did get it right. That's right. So you're a smart lady. Listen, you enjoy your day up there and have a great one, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, you have a good one. Catch you later.
Save-A-Lot Grocery, White Oak Plaza, Spindale has hundreds of super low prices on most of your favorite name brand items. They have 500 plus prices lowered across the entire store. Stock up on fresh meats, produce, frozen foods, snack foods, and your favorite beverages and pastries. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 9, Sunday, 10 to 8. Save-A-Lot Grocery, White Oak Plaza, Spindale.
Well, you know me, I love to give you information where the bargains are and doorbuster specials. Well, I'm happy to report to you this morning that Henson Building Material has an outstanding list of doorbusters for March. Now, if you get over there this month, you can really save on a lot of things, like a wheelbarrow. 6 cubic foot wheelbarrow is only $79.99 this month. Bent strap barn door hardware kit, 250 pounds steel black. It's also specially priced, $149.99. You can get a Makita corded reciprocating saw, 120 volts. You get that one for $79.99. That's the Makita brand. If you need hoses, they got hoses, $19.99, and on we go. Milwaukee 48, 32, 40, 14 driver bit set, 55-piece alloy steel for only $9.99. Check on these prices because they're only good for March, and you don't want to miss that. That's at Henson Building Material, Forest City, Duke Street. We're more than just a lumber yard. Here's Luther Gilligan reporting from Ellenboro, North Carolina, US of A. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you two. It's a nice day down here. The sun's partly shining, or is it partly cloudy?
Partly sunny.
Yeah, partly cloudy. The sun was shining a bit, but now the clouds have covered it up. The gap between me and the clouds. But it's a good day. We're going to have fun today. It's quiet there. Nothing going on. We're just getting our gas or biscuit, heading on to work, trying to get the week over, looking for another weekend. But you see, fire department had 3 calls. They had 2 medical calls. They had a power line down by 5 o'clock this morning, so went out and took care of it. So everything's quiet for them right now. Nothing going on. There's nothing going on anywhere down here this morning. Everything's quiet, peaceful. Nothing happening, so you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. I'll see you next time.
Take care now.
Bye. Well, it's birthday time and anniversary time for this 7th day of March. If you are celebrating, please call us and let us celebrate with you. And all those names we'll put in a drawing and give away some of Granny B's delicious donuts. Delicious Daylight Donuts coming out of the bakery there at Granny B's, and they're pulling them out right about now, as a matter of fact. So call your birthdays, anniversaries to us, 287-3356. Meanwhile, let me remind you about Miracle Ear. If you want some sound facts about better hearing, contact Miracle Ear in Forest City. Millions of satisfied customers over the years have depended on Miracle Ear. You can too. Schedule your free hearing test simply by calling 828-368-4126. You may want to ask about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0 with the advanced technology. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Sometimes this computer is my best friend, and sometimes it's my worst enemy. But anyway, I want to tell you to call Miracle Ear at 828-368-4126. 828-368-4126 and get an appointment for that free hearing test. Now we can do birthdays. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to Austin Green. Austin Green is celebrating a birthday this morning. We pull the old calendar and see whose name's on the calendar before we get to those being called in this morning. And it looks like today, Jeff and Renee Wright's anniversary is today, so we want to wish them a happy birthday. And Todd's bringing me back the list this morning of names we can put in the drawing for the donuts. Looks like it's going to be Jimmy and Ginger Dancy celebrating their 49th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. Jimmy is, of course, the mayor of Rutherfordton, has a lovely wife named Ginger. They're celebrating today. Jack Justice over in Rutherfordton is having a birthday. Courtney Evans in Ellenboro also celebrating a birthday today. Want to wish them a happy birthday. Now we'll put all those names together and see who's going to win the delicious Daylight Donuts from Granny B. Coming up here in just a few minutes.
A man asked his wife, "What would you like most for your birthday?" She said, "I'd love to be 10 again." On the morning of her birthday, he got her up bright and early, and off they went to a theme park. He put her on every ride in the park, the death slide, the screaming loop, and the wall of fear. She did not miss one challenging ride. 5 hours later, she staggered out of the theme park, her head reeling and her stomach upside down. Into McDonald's they went, where her husband ordered her a double Big Mac with extra fries and a strawberry shake. After eating, they were off to a theater to see Star Wars, more burgers, popcorn, cola, and sweets. At last, she staggered home with her husband and collapsed into bed. Her husband leaned over and asked, "Well, dear, what's it like to be 10 again?" She slowly opened one eye and groaned, "Actually, I meant I would like to be a 10 dress size again." What we pray for can come true even if it is not best for us. King Hezekiah asked for 15 more years and God granted it. However, during that time, he made a major blunder in judgment which cost him dearly. We need to be careful to pray with wisdom and understanding. seeking to know God's will for our lives. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts for these programs are sold in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
Big congratulations going out to Jack Justice of Rutherfordton today. He's won the Daylight Donuts from Grady B's from our random drawing. Jack Justice will have that certificate right here in our studio. Stop by and pick that up, and be sure to enjoy those donuts, and even the holes are good. Coming up next hour, Dr. Bob is in the studio holding office hours at 8:30. If you have a question you want to ask about your health, what's ailing you, the aches and pains, and what to do about them, he's the man to ask. And he's the author of the book, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes, and he'll be with us in the Blue Room. So you can call your questions in any time now, and we take them and put them in the order that they come in, and we'll give them to Dr. Bob. That's coming up straight ahead exclusively right here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM. And meanwhile, we're going to take you down memory lane with music from the Golden Oldies.
Seems like the other day, my baby went away. He went away across the sea. It's been 2 years or so since I saw my baby go. And then this letter came for me. It said that we were through. He found somebody new. Let me think, what can I do? Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Remember, walking in the sand. Remember, walking hand in hand. Remember, the night was so exciting. Remember, the smile was so inviting. Remember, then he touched my cheek. Remember, with his fingertips. Softly, softly we'd meet with our lips. Whatever happened to the boy that I once knew? The boy who said he'd be true. Oh, what will happen to life I gave to you? What will I do with it now? Remember, walking in the sand. Remember, walking hand in hand. Remember, the night was so exciting. Remember, the smile was so inviting.
You don't remember me, but I remember you. 'Twas not so long ago. You broke my heart in two. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hand of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. Love is not a gadget. Love is not a toy. When you find the one you love, she'll fill your heart with joy. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hand of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by
Nothing goes better with your early cup of coffee than Jim Bishop in the mornings on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. It could be an apparent contradiction from the president's former fixer, Michael Cohen. Under oath before Congress, he said he never asked for a pardon from President Trump. And Cohen's lawyer now tells ABC News Cohen did, in fact, ask his old lawyer to explore the possibility. ABC News Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas.
Lanny Davis, Cohen's attorney, is arguing that his statement is technically true because he never asked the president directly for a pardon. Second, Davis says that Cohen's public testimony that he never asked for a pardon was intended to reference the period after Cohen left his joint defense agreement with Trump's team in July.
The president's former campaign chair faces sentencing today. After being convicted of bank and tax fraud, Paul Manafort faces up to 20 years. Arizona Senator Martha McSally, an Air Force vet, now says she was raped while in the military. The senator speaking at a hearing on military sexual assaults.
Like you, I am also a military sexual assault survivor. But unlike so many brave survivors, I didn't report being sexually assaulted.
Here's ABC's Martha Raddatz.
The military right now has a huge problem. The latest statistics show that the military has had a record high number of sexual assaults with nearly 7,000 reported. And the service academies like the Air Force Academy and West Point have had an astonishing 50% increase in incidents in the last year.
Changes could be on the way at Facebook around privacy.
Co-founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the company will begin emphasizing new privacy-shielding messaging services, a shift apparently aimed at blunting both criticism against the company's handling of personal data as well as a potential antitrust action.
ABC's Mark Remillard says the changes will be focused on Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. Singer R. Kelly back behind bars this morning, thrown in jail by a Chicago judge after failing to make a $161,000 child support payment. They're listening to ABC News.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or more importantly, if you sign up for a plan that you're just not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called MediShare, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing program. It's been around for 25 years. They have more than 400,000 members now around the country. And get this, over the years, MediShare members have shared more than $2 billion of each other's medical bills, so they could help share your needs too. And best of all, you could save a lot of money with MediShare. The typical savings for a family is around $500 a month. Your savings could be more or less, but think about what you could do with that extra money every month. So if you think you're stuck with a high-cost health plan that doesn't have much to offer, think again. You can join MediShare anytime, so call them today and check it out. There's no pressure. They're super easy to talk to. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
The face and voice of Jeopardy is facing a new fight.
I have some news to share with all of you.
Longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek in a video telling fans he has cancer.
This week, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
The 78-year-old who's hosted the popular TV game show for 35 seasons vowed to fight it.
I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease.
ABC's Dr. Jennifer Ashton.
This is a rare but aggressive type of cancer. It's one of the leading causes of cancer deaths, and often it's not caught until it's at a late stage.
Trebek says he'll also keep working. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The San Diego area is getting new jobs thanks to Apple. A few months ago, Apple joined San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer in announcing the tech giant was going to build a new engineering hub in the city. They promised to create 1,000 jobs over the next 3 years. That's changed. Now Apple says it's going to bring 1,200 jobs to the region, some of them by the end of this year. CEO Tim Cook says San Diego's been a good fit for Apple with some of the best performing retail stores in the country, and this is the next logical step in the relationship. Daria Albinger, ABC News.
The Postal Service is fighting a $130,000 fine from OSHA for exposing mail carriers in Florida to high temperatures. Officials say the heat in mail trucks could often hit over 100 degrees. Mail carriers suffered cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. This is ABC News.
It's time. Time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Our weather's all about high pressure. Today, it's bringing a cold start this morning. Later this afternoon, it begins to shift out. Our high in the low to mid-50s. It's partly to mostly cloudy. It's a lot of thick upper-level clouds. Tonight is not as cold. We have mostly cloudy skies with low to mid-30s. And then tomorrow, it's cloudy. A chance for some rain later on during the afternoon. It's cool, mid-40s to about mid-50s south toward Charlotte. And Saturday will feature a lot of clouds and cool temperatures. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
We've warmed up to 34 degrees right now. Going to be partly cloudy today with highs around 52 for a daytime high, with just a light wind, about 5 miles per hour. Now, the rain returns to the forecast coming tomorrow. We have about a 70% tomorrow, 50% tomorrow night. Saturday, a 50-50 chance, 80% Saturday night, percentage of rain. And then Sunday, about 70%. Then it drops off to nothing for Sunday evening. And nothing on Monday. Monday is going to be a mostly sunny day with highs around 65. Clear Monday night. Tuesday, mostly sunny with highs around 60. 42 Tuesday night. And the rain returns on a 20% basis on Tuesday, or rather Wednesday of next week. So it's an up and down kind of thing, kind of like we're getting used to right here, right? Congratulations to Jack Justice of Rutherfordton. He won the Daylight Donuts this morning from Granny B's, and we'll have that certificate right here for him when he stops by to pick that up. Reminding you, Saturday night is when we spring forward with our clocks. It's when we lose that hour's sleep, so be sure to keep that in mind. If you had to put you up a little Post-it note or something on your clock to remind you to do that. Otherwise, your activities on Sunday morning may be a little off kilter. But we spring forward in the springtime with our time. We go back to Eastern Standard Time, or rather daylight savings time, I guess it is. Could they just leave it alone? I don't know. We got Dr. Bobby in this morning at 8:30. Right now, though, we've got some news from here and there, and that's coming up next.
We're going big with Samsung savings at Carolina West Wireless. For a limited time, you can save $300 off the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus and $400 off the Galaxy Note 9. Big phones, even bigger deals. Plus, you get nationwide 4G LTE coverage that lets you stay in touch whenever and wherever you please. Carolina West Wireless. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
At H&R Block, we want you to focus on your business while we handle your books. From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, we're ready to put our expertise to work for you. For the year-round services you need and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block Business Services in Rutherford County to learn more.
At participating offices, services do not include audit, attest, or other services for which a license is required.
And H&R Block has 3 locations to serve you. 197 Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton, 1636 College Avenue, Suite 135 in Spindale, and at 542 Oak Street in Forest City.
Well, let's look at some stories being reported by the Daily Courier this morning. So, Daily Courier is reporting that police have charged that truck driver in that fatality that happened the other day that claimed the life of Dr. Roger McClooney. The driver of the tractor trailer that fatally struck Roger McClooney has been charged with misdemeanor death by vehicle. Richard Morley, 72, of Wesley Chapel, Florida, has been charged in that crash. District Attorney Ted Bell issued a press release Wednesday about the impending charge against Morley. Quote, the Spindale Police Department has presented its investigation to the District Attorney's Office, and the driver of the tractor trailer has been charged with misdemeanor death by vehicle. The release stated, because the case is pending, details of the investigation cannot be released at this time, but it can be noted that this crash did not involve drugs or alcohol. The thoughts and prayers of the Spindale Police Department and the District Attorney's Office are with the families of those affected by this tragedy. Spindale Police have been interviewing witnesses of the crash at College Avenue and Thunder Road. Some of those accounts were conflicting, including those with different vantage points, police reported after the crash. Police said Monday, traveling eastbound on College Avenue, reported that his light was changing to red, but not yet red. The investigation concluded differently. On Wednesday, Spindale Police Chief Eric Shelton declined to release any further details from the investigation, calling the material as evidence that could be part of a trial. Dr. McClooney, 72, of Rutherfordton, was heading north along Thunder Road when he drove through the intersection and into the path of Morley. Impact of the collision pushed McClooney's 2016 Toyota Avalon 201 feet. McClooney was a retired principal with Rutherford County Schools. Morley is owner-operator, and his wife were hauling a 75,000-pound load from Spruce Pine to Florida at the time of the crash. So he has been charged with that accident. Meanwhile, the Daily Courier is also reporting that some members of the Word of Faith facing new charges. Prosecutors claim members lied in the investigation. Recent court filings indicate that prosecutors have accused two Word of Faith Fellowship members of lying to them during the ongoing investigation into the church that resulted in federal charges against 4 congregants last year. On Tuesday, a federal grand jury in Asheville handed up a new indictment for Diane McKinney to replace one from last year. Now, in addition to her original charge of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, McKinney faces a charge of making false statements. A separate court filing last week said prosecutors asked that McKinney's co-defendant, Marion Covington, who took a plea deal in October, receive a stronger sentence due to alleged false statements. Other news being reported this morning, the Forest City Police Department wanted you to know that the North Carolina Department of Transportation is in the process of patching the roadway on East Main Street in Forest City in preparation of a resurfacing project, so you'll be experiencing some delays there or detours. NCDOT estimates the patchwork to the roadway will take several days to complete and may extend to the first or of next week. Workers will start each day by 9 a.m. and should be finished each day by 5 p.m. Those traveling on East Main Street during the time of repairs should expect traffic delays as travel will be limited to one lane. Those wishing to avoid the road work on East Main Street should utilize Riverside Drive, Old Caroline Road, and Arlington Streets. The Rutherford County Republican Party will be holding its annual convention on Saturday, March 9th at the Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy Elementary School located at 1110 South Broadway Street, Forest City. Registration will be from 8:30 to 9:30. Precinct meetings 9:30 till 10, with the convention beginning at 10 o'clock. All Rutherford County registered Republicans as of January 31st, 2019 are encouraged to attend. Convention delegates must first be elected as delegate at the precinct meeting. Anyone wishing to be a convention delegate must attend their precinct meeting. The Polk County Sheriff's Office arrested a man early Wednesday morning after he was suspected of crashing into 3 Greenville County Sheriff's cars on Tuesday. Samuel Bryson Pearson, 21, was arrested Wednesday morning by the Polk County Sheriff's Office and charged with extraditing fugitive other state, according to Greenville County Sheriff's Office reports. The Greenville County Sheriff's Office said a deputy was flagged down Tuesday morning because the man was passed out in his vehicle near the clubhouse at the Blue Ridge Plantation neighborhood in Taylors. As the deputy approached the vehicle, Pearson fled and struck the deputy's car, according to the reports. Pearson was later identified and was driving a stolen 2008 Volvo station wagon. Later Tuesday afternoon, the Greenville County Sheriff's Office found the vehicle at a home on Hamlet Road in Spartanburg County. Deputies attempted to arrest Pearson, but he fled and struck 2 more sheriff vehicles and almost hit a person, according to the report. As of Wednesday, Pearson was being held in the Polk County Slammer under a $250,000 secured bond. The Greenville County Sheriff's Office did not know when Pearson would be extradited back to South Carolina. Meanwhile, attempted murder suspect vehicle was found in Polk. An Inman man was arrested Tuesday for attempted murder and other charges after his vehicle was discovered over in Polk County. The Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office said on February 24th, the South Carolina Highway Patrol attempted a traffic stop on a vehicle along Highway 9 for a burnt-out headlight. The driver refused to stop, so the trooper activated his lights and siren, and another trooper joined in the pursuit. The chase progressed toward the North Carolina line in Polk County and involved the suspect firing a weapon at the troopers multiple times. Andrei Desovich Korshevsky, 20 of Broken Chimney Road Inman, was arrested on Tuesday and charged by the Highway Patrol with 2 counts of attempted murder, possession of a weapon during a commission of a violent crime, failure to stop, driving under suspicion, operating uninsured vehicle, and unlawful operation of an unsafe vehicle, according to the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. The arrest was made on Tuesday after the Polk County Sheriff's Office found Koroshevsky's vehicle in a field in Polk County. February 25th, the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office processed the vehicle and identified him from numerous laden fingerprints found in the vehicle. The Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office said there was already an active warrant on Koroshevsky for receiving stolen goods in reference to an unrelated stolen vehicle. They charged him also on the stolen good warrant on Tuesday. So they are on the way of arresting him, getting everything worked out there for him to be in the slammer for a while. Well, March is Red Cross Month, and for more than 130 years, heroic American Red Cross volunteers have provided hope and urgent need to families in communities across the country. This March, the community is invited to join in the life-saving mission of the Red Cross and to be someone's hero by rolling up a sleeve to give blood at one of these locations. Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring a blood drive Wednesday, March 21st, 2 until 6:30. It'll be held in the gym of the Isothermal Community College in Spindale on College Avenue there. That's Wednesday, March 31st, 2 until 6:30. Meanwhile, Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy is holding one Thursday, March 7th at 10:30 a.m. until 3 o'clock in Highway 221A there. Gilkey School Community Centers having one, Lowe's of Forest City. There's several of them. So find the most convenient place for you to give blood and give blood during the month of March. It is much needed. 16 minutes after 8 o'clock, the Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Chris Francis coming up here in just a moment. So when you're ready to downsize your home and move to a safe, friendly community, let me recommend Eastwood Village. What a beautiful adult community in a private neighborhood designed for active people who desire privacy, security, independence, and maintenance-free living. I like that maintenance-free living part, don't you? Eastwood Village consists of 37 homes located just 2 miles east of Forest City on Highway 74 Business. Eastwood homes are privately owned and self-governed by a board which consists of only homeowners. Eastwood homeowners take pride in a beautiful, spacious clubhouse, outdoor pool, large gazebo, great neighbors. You get health care on site, 24-hour emergency nursing service, meals are available, and so much more. If you like being with active adults who enjoy a private country setting and live in your own home, you should contact Eastwood Village Senior Adult Community right away. Let me arrange a personal tour for you and see for yourself. Call John Salone or Mike McKeithen at 828-245-1995. I know you'll love it. Again, that's 245-1995. Tell them Jim said to show you around.
Hi from Smith Drugs in downtown Forest City. Go to our Facebook page and check our daily sale items in the gift shop on a variety of items to include clothing, shoes, toys, books, jewelry, just to name a few, or come in and see for yourself and save on these sale items. Also, don't forget our daily breakfast specials at $3.99 and our lunch specials at $5.99 and the old-fashioned soda fountain. After 3 p.m., ice cream and desserts only will be served until close Monday through Saturday. Our home medical department has a number of products, including CPAPs and supplies for those CPAPs, lift chairs, seating cushions, walkers, and canes, besides diabetic shoes and mastectomy services. And last, go to our new website at smithsdrugsfc.com and see all the new changes we have made, including our mobile app, which can and will save you time on refills of medications. Or you can simply come in and we can show you how to go to our website and download that mobile app on your smartphone. Thank you for all that you do in supporting Smith Drugs, downtown Forest City at 139 East Main Street.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com. Here now with Sheriff Chris Francis with our report we aired earlier live, and we recorded it for broadcast at this time. Sheriff?
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 135 calls for service. There have been 8 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 156. Among those arrested, Michael Glenn Bradley, 64-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with failure to appear, received a $5,000 secure bond. Betsy Nicole Hughes, 33-year-old female of Mooresboro, was charged with possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver, also drug paraphernalia and resist or obstruct delay, and received a $12,000 secure bond. April Tessnier Harpster, 49-year-old female of Mooresboro, was charged with failure to comply child support, received a $12,494 cash bond. James Dustin Morrow, 33-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with obtaining property by false pretense and uttering a forged instrument, received a $125,000 secure bond. Roger Charles Ledford Jr., 44-year-old male of Henrietta, was charged with failure to comply and non-support and also resist or obstruct delay. He received a $2,000 cash bond for the child support and a $2,000 secure bond for the resist or obstruct delay. Bobby Jean Burgess, 57-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with resist or obstruct delay and possession of Schedule 6, received a $2,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had obtained property by false pretense on US 64 in Rutherford. Someone, unfortunately, was scammed out of $300, told to get a Google Play card, and took a picture of it and sent that picture with the numbers on the back to the suspect, allegedly in Washington, D.C., where they were supposed to send money to receive a grant, which, of course, unfortunately was a fraud. And as soon as the suspect got the numbers off the back of that card that was loaded, that money was gone, unfortunately. In a separate incident, we had a break-in and entering an attempted larceny on Rock Road in Rutherford. A warehouse was broken into, and a employee was able to get there and I believe possibly scared the suspect off. They did leave a crowbar and some other things behind, and it looked like they had gathered some materials up to take but did not take anything. We had obtained property by false pretense on Jacob Lane, where the suspect sold a Buick Regal not belonging to them to the victim, and same has been recovered, and we'll be looking at charges on that suspect in that case. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Be careful. 100.9 FM and 590 AM may be good for your health. Positive, family-friendly radio for the foothills.
22 minutes after 8 o'clock, Dr. Bob's in at 8:30 this morning, taking your questions. If you want to call yours in to us now at 287-3356. We have a sports update prior to that. Someone notified me the other day, said, Jim, I've been missing your from my email bag stories, and so I have some. I've got a stack of them, matter of fact. So I'll pull out one or two this morning to get back in step with you in my from my email bag. A self-important college freshman attended a recent football game, took it upon himself to explain to a senior citizen sitting next to him why it was impossible for the older generation to understand his generation. He said, you grew up in a different world, actually an almost primitive one, the student said, loud enough for many of those nearby to hear him. The young people of today are much more advanced than people your age. We grew up with television, jet planes, space travel, man walking on the moon, and the internet. We have cell phones, nuclear energy, electric and hydrogen cars, computers, automated manufacturing, amazing technologies, and pausing to take another drink of his beer, the senior took advantage of that break in the student's litany and said, "Well, you're right, son. We didn't have those things when we were young, so we invented them. Now, you little arrogant twerp, what are you doing for the next generation?" The applause was resounding. Don't you just love senior citizens? Another one, I don't make this stuff up, folks. Another one, my goal for 2019 was to lose just 10 pounds. Well, I only have 15 to go. Ate a salad for dinner, mostly croutons and tomatoes, really just one big round crouton covered with tomato sauce and cheese. All right, it was a pizza. I ate a pizza. How to prepare tofu. Throw it in the trash. Grill some meat. Stand by. Sports update coming up here on the Morning Wake Up Call. WCAB.
Sports, I'm Josh Zach. NC State licking its wounds this morning after suffering last night's heartbreaking home loss to fledgling Georgia Tech. After the Pack rallied from an 8-point deficit with 8 minutes to play, they were up by 1 with just 5.5 seconds to go. But after a timeout, Georgia Tech dashed the length of the court, and James Banks III two-hand dunked it. The Yellow Jackets stung State 63-61. Wolfpack head coach Kevin Keatts after the game talked about what this loss means for the Pack's overall chances come tournament time.
I think it's hard to tell. I know everybody talks about bubbles and no bubbles. I think you'll be able to get a clear picture after we play Boston College on the road and then obviously the ACC tournament. But I don't know. I don't think anybody knows because of the new system of the net. It could go totally different than any selection that's ever happened before.
We won't get into the minutia of the net ranking system here because it would just take way too long and I don't have a protractor handy. What is worth mentioning is that NC State needs to win the regular season finale on Saturday at Boston College just to finish with a 500 record in the ACC. One other North Carolina men's D1 program in play last night. Kellen Grady had 23 points for Davidson as they topped St. Bonaventure 64-46. The Wildcats held the Bonnies to just 17 first-half points. Davidson closing out the regular season on the road Saturday at Richmond. They need a win or a Dayton loss to secure the 2 seed in the Atlantic 10. On the pro court, the Hornets continued sliding, losing to Miami 91-84. It was their second straight loss and 7th out of their last 9. Charlotte head coach James Borrego.
We could have survived tonight the way we shot the ball, but we added to it with the turnovers. That just fueled some of their offense. They weren't shooting it well, but when we did turn it over, they converted for 14 points.
And the head-to-head defeat by the Heat also cost Charlotte a share of the 8th seed in the East with Miami. This is NCN Sports.
There's a new risky scheme circulating in Raleigh that's going to hurt our teachers, state employees, and retirees.
The state treasurer is floating this risky scheme that will cut more than $400 million in payments to your local doctors and hospitals. Those cuts will cripple local hospitals, meaning state employees, teachers, and retirees on the state health plan will have limited access to hospitals and doctors in your community. This risky scheme will cut services. It will take away your choice about who you want to care for you and your family.
If the state treasurer really wants to cut costs to the state health plan, he needs to work with doctors and hospitals to prevent illness, manage chronic diseases, and help folks lose weight and stay healthy.
Healthy employees and retirees will save the state health plan money. Isn't that what the treasurer says he wants?
Let's stop pointing fingers and start working to build a smarter state health plan by protecting patients and supporting the folks who take care of them.
That's the North Carolina way of doing things.
Paid for by Partners for Innovation in Healthcare.
A career milestone last night for LeBron James during last night's Lakers-Nuggets game. ESPN's Dave Pasch with the call in the second quarter.
Gets it to James. LeBron takes it to the rim and finishes. Dishes with the left, and he's fouled. The legend of LeBron continues. He moves past his idol, MJ, for fourth on the all-time scoring list.
James on the play scored point number 32,293. After the Lakers' 115-99 loss to Denver, he talked about the milestone.
My high school best friends, they text me, and they just they can't believe it. I can't believe it because we just remember, singing, I want to be like Mike.
Now that LeBron James is above Michael Jordan on the list, he wants to be like Kareem, Karl, and Kobe. Those are the three players ahead of him in all-time scoring. Josh, Zach, NCN Sports.
Our weather's all about high pressure. Today, it's bringing a cold start this morning. Later this afternoon, it begins to shift out. Our high in the low to mid-50s. It's partly to mostly cloudy. It's a lot of thick upper-level clouds. Tonight is not as cold. We have mostly cloudy skies with low to mid-30s. And then tomorrow, it's cloudy. A chance for some rain later on during the afternoon. It's cool, mid-40s to about mid-50s south toward Charlotte. And Saturday will feature a lot of clouds and cool temperatures. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
We started out in the freezer locker this morning, but we're thawing out now. We started out at 31. We're up now to 35 and warming up to 52 before it's all over with today, and then dropping back to about where we are right now. That's our low expected night, 35. And it's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We hope you can get out and enjoy as much of it as you can. If nothing else, sit out on the porch and listen to the birds sing. It'll make you feel a little bit better, maybe. Congratulations to Jack Justice of Rutherfordton. Jack won the Daylight Donuts this morning. Based on his drawing his name out from the birthday list that was called in. All right, it's 8:30. You know what's next. The following program, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes, is paid for by Dr. Bob Crummy. The opinions expressed on this program by Dr. Crummy are not necessarily those of the owner and staff of WCAB. You are invited to call your questions in live now to Dr. Bob at 287-3356. And now, live in the studio, here is Dr. Bob Crummy. Dr. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. It's great to be with you again in the beautiful Blue Room at WCAB.
Well, it's always happy to have you here with us, talking about living healthy naturally.
Absolutely.
We got the phone lines open for folks who want to call questions in. I've got several already. If you want to call your question in this morning, call at 287-3356, and Todd will take that question down and bring it back here to Dr. Bob. And he'll answer it for you right here on the radio. You may not like his answer, but he'll give you one that's more positive than we might be accustomed to. But they call those into us right now. Dr. Bob, if you're ready to go, I've got some questions right here.
I'm ready.
All right, first one. Somebody says, my hands often ache. What causes that? Hands often ache. What causes my hands to ache?
Well, it can be several things, but usually it's just poor circulation there. And, you know, the circulation, we start with, the heart pumps out, the blood is pumped to our lungs where it exchanges carbon dioxide for oxygen. So we breathe out the carbon dioxide, breathe in oxygen, and we send that to all parts of our body. That goes in our arteries. And then our veins bring the blood back to the liver, which filters them, and then it goes to the heart. To the lungs, then to the heart, and it gets pumped around again. But what connects the veins and the arteries are little tiny vessels, and they're capillaries. And those sometimes get not clogged up, they just sort of aren't working because of the blood flow to them. It isn't strong enough or something of that sort. And if we improve the blood flow there, usually the condition straightens out. Now, one of the best herbs for improving blood flow, and it improves the blood flow because it kind of dilates these little vessels in your body, and especially the ones in your brain. And that, your thinking gets better because all the cells now are getting the proper amount of blood. So for confusion, this is good. And also for things like, when you get cold hands or cold feet or achy hands or achy feet, this sort of thing, what's causing them to ache is the fact that they're not getting enough blood. And so by giving them something called ginkgo, 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 biloba, B-I-L-O-B-A. Now, ginkgo biloba trees are really beautiful trees. In fact, almost every post office in America that has any yard at all has a ginkgo biloba tree in it, and I don't know why. And the ginkgo biloba trees, the leaves have an interesting shape, and they kind of fall off. It's almost like summer ends and fall begins, and suddenly the leaves on the ginkgo tree turn yellow and fall off almost in just one day. But it's an interesting herb, and it's very inexpensive, and so I would say the first thing I would try is just that. The other thing is, sometimes we just don't get enough exercise in a certain part of our body, and it'll start aching just to sort of let you know, hey, you need to start moving these muscles a little more. So maybe it's just a matter of doing some hand exercise and things like that. But I think those two things, the ginkgo biloba should help it. There are other things that you can do too. It's kind of like you can massage your hand. You can put a little virgin olive oil on it or something like that. The skin may be a little too dry, or you may have without realizing, a little inflammation from something. And if you do, if you just wash it with Dr. Brommer's peppermint soap or with tea tree oil, put a little bit of that on it, that will help.
I've always heard cold hands, warm heart, dirty feet, and no sweetheart.
I've never heard that, Jim.
Next question has to do with hands and feet. She said, my hands and feet are always cold. Is that a sign of physical disorder?
It's a sign that they're not getting enough blood. And it's just letting you know that if it got a little more blood to it, they wouldn't be getting cold like that. I always have warm hands and warm feet. And that just is, I have it simply because I've got good circulation. Well, I've got good circulation because I exercise every day. Yeah.
And you take a lot of supplements.
I do take a lot of supplements, and I take the supplements. You don't have to take them every day, but if you do, you have a little better day. But I may miss a week of taking something, and then I kind of notice it. For instance, I have an enlarged prostate. Well, big deal. I just handle it with, well, first of all, it can really cause problems for you, especially when you try to urinate and you just dribble, and yet you feel, you go to the bathroom several times. And you can take saw palmetto, and the saw palmetto will straighten that out right away in terms of improving urination. Now, why did I get carried away with that?
I don't know, maybe it was important.
What was the question?
About hands and feet always cold. Is that a sign of physical disorder?
Oh, yeah. Well, and here again, if they're cold like that, the ginkgo biloba, which I mentioned in the last caller, is what you take for that. And that should help it right away, really. Okay.
Next question. An 84-year-old, I'm not sure if it was a woman or man, 84-year-old, and she says she's lost inches from her 5'11" size. Is that normal, and is there anything to do about it? Sound like she's not as tall as she once was.
What's a 5'11" size?
5 feet 11 inches.
Oh.
She seems to have lost inches from her original 5 foot 11 inch size.
Oh, guys.
Size.
Yeah.
She's 5 feet 11, and she seems to be losing
height.
Yeah. Is that normal?
That is normal. And what happens is basically, like I think we have 32 vertebral bodies in our back. We have them in our neck and then in our back, and we give them different names. Like in their neck, we call them the cervical vertebrae, and in our back, we call them the vertebral vertebrae. They settle. They become a little smaller with aging, and each of them, just let's say, if each of them just kind of shrinks down a 1/16 of an inch, pretty soon you're 1 or 2 inches shorter and so forth. But listen, if you're short, the prognosis on you is better for living to 100 plus. Individuals who are, let's say, 5'2", 5'3", 5'4", they're going to live to be 100 years old, provided they kind of take care of themselves. The individual who's 6'11", you never see them live past 60, or very seldom do you see them live. And people have all kind of made-up explanations about that, but that's kind of normal. The most important thing is good posture, and the fact that this individual is not having pain is a really good sign. And I think, for instance, if she would start doing, and maybe she already does this, but if she does a mental exercise every day, I find that if I play a game of chess every day, I have a better day. That mental exercise, using parts of your brain, each chess piece has a different move, and so when somebody moves one, it just exercises the brain, and that helps my attitude during the day. The other thing is I do a little bit of physical exercise. Now, I don't do a lot, and when I start doing it, it tires me out. I stop that. After I exercise, I feel good. I used to feel tired, and it took me 30 minutes to recover from, the strenuous exercises. But it's important to have a program like that, take control of things. And generally speaking, if you do, you kind of figure out what's causing what, and you handle it that way, and things work out well.
Next question, called in a few moments ago. Do you believe that the use of plastics in the containers and handling of our food has increased the chances of getting cancer?
Yes, I do. But, listen, I'm going to say a lot of things about cancer now that are going to surprise you. For instance, you and I have cancer cells in our body right now. Every human being has cancer cells in his body. What happens is your immune system is great. A cancer cell is nothing but a mutated cell that starts reproducing. Well, the immune system hunts those things out and destroys the cells right away. If your immune system is weak, then you stand greater chances of, having the cancer and so forth. Unfortunately, or fortunately, in medicine now, in orthodox medicine, we treat people with chemotherapy and radiation therapy. Well, the chemotherapy and the radiation therapy do shrink cancers, but they also do damage to normal cells, and that's what really causes the difficulty. When they say it's going in remission, they simply mean, well, we've killed most of the cancer cells that we could see on our x-rays or whatever, in the forms of tumors, and they've gotten smaller. But what we aren't aware of is, hey, your bone marrow system has been destroyed pretty much, your liver has been weakened, all parts of your body have this organ damage and so forth, and usually we're not too far from death. All the treatment's doing is, I don't know if it's helping to kill us quicker, and we're just dying.
That's the last question been called in this morning, so I know you always come with information for us.
I have a little notebook here, and I just pulled it out today. I was so happy I pulled this one out. And yeah, what I want to do is I'm going to talk about several things, and I'm going to mention these things because hopefully you'll write some of them down and they will help you. But I kind of start off with things like, listen, think about what's going on, do something about it, read, learn, and take control. And I promise you there are answers out there for you. Now, one thing that has been overlooked is Dilantin or phenytoin, and you have to get this from a MD that's writing prescriptions. But if you have any kind of bizarre symptoms that's not going away, very often just by taking Dilantin, 100 milligrams once a day, it will go away. Now, from health food stores, I think you can get Dilantin, but it's in a much smaller dose, But it's better to just get a physician, the right one. Very often you have to go to a physician who's practicing alternative medicine and not just orthodox medicine. Hydrogen peroxide, something everybody should know about. If you want to save yourself some time, get you always a bottle of hydrogen peroxide, about an ounce of that, no, not even a half ounce of that, and an ounce of water. Gargle with it every morning when you wake up, gargle with it before you go to bed at night. And if you do that, generally speaking, you just don't get sick. Never underestimate the importance of aspirin. People, when medicine criticizes aspirin, it's because somebody's getting paid to push another a product like Tylenol or something like that. You don't want to take aspirin, you want to take Tylenol. Well, the Tylenol does damage to your liver. It's safe. It's not as safe as aspirin is. And aspirin just comes from the willow tree, the bark of the willow tree. Myrrh is absolutely fantastic. Frankincense, absolutely fantastic. And frankincense, by the way, now we call that boswellia. And I recently learned that that's one of the better things for joint problems. I've got a little joint problem in my right shoulder. I started taking boswellia just one a day about a week ago, and my pain when I make movements I shouldn't make is about 50% less than what it used to be. In other words, I still feel the pain there, but it's not nearly as great. And I wonder, as I stay on the boswellia each day, is it going to totally go away? And I hope so, because I'm exercising, I'm putting heat to it. The heat seems to be helping as much as anything. But here again, those things. Myrrh is good for any kind of mouth problem, any kind of dental problem, whatever. But frankincense is good for, same thing boswellia is good for. What did I say that was?
Frankincense.
Yeah, well, no, I mean in terms of what? Joint pain.
Yeah.
I said, and see, it's new to me learning that. I didn't realize that was the case. The one exciting thing about studying these herbs and so forth is there's always information out there, and you find out. You think it's new. Well, it's only 4,000 years old. Lithium is. You can get for some people. Absolutely, and especially if you think you have a little too many mood swings, you can start on lithium, and you can get it at the health food stores. And if it works, it works, and it stops that. And if it doesn't have anything to do with it, you haven't lost anything. But lithium is absolutely curative for some people who have that. We used to call it manic depressive disorder, and they changed it to bipolar, and basically all they're talking about is mood swings, and most of the changes in names have to do with insurance. If we give it a disorder, then we get paid for it. I want to mention some bad things or some unhealthy, toxic things, and everybody should be aware of those. I'm going to call them out very, very quickly after the next question if we get a chance to talk more about them. But aspartame, genetically modified organisms, high fructose corn syrup, MSG, which is monosodium glutamate, and then the most dangerous thing out there now, and I hope to get a chance to talk about that, is glyphosate. Glyphosate is a byproduct of Roundup. It's in Roundup. And unfortunately, we have polluted our air, our water, and the soil with glyphosate. And in fact, all of us have a little bit of it in us. Now our body's constantly getting rid of it, but we all have a little bit of it in us, and we need to do something about that. My suggestion is stop using Roundup. Okay.
Next question has been called in. What's good for sinus pressure?
Well, first of all, usually antihistamines work real well for that, and it's, Benadryl, Sudafed, or chlorotrimazole. They're excellent antihistamines. You can get them over the counter, and they work well for it. It certainly does in me. In terms of herbs that work well, oregano. You take oregano. Also, like gargling with the hydrogen peroxide. When half hydrogen peroxide, half water, gargle with that. And if you gargle with it several times, usually it's very good. Also, I've never used these things, but they've got these little things that you can actually push fluid up in your nose, and you push it in one nostril and it comes out the other one. I don't know what they're called. I used to, but I just, things that are good and work like that very often get overlooked because the new companies are always coming out with patented drugs, and they send their pharmaceutical representatives to see you, and pretty soon you think it's a panacea. You think this thing cures everything, as a pharmaceutical rep gives you a new cigar or something like that, takes you out for lunch. Super nutrients. Listen, CBD, a cannabinoid in hemp. Hemp is a fantastic plant, and now you've got it legal in all the states. It should have been legal the whole time. For all farmers used to grow it, but now they've got a store that on Main Street, the Green Room, that basically specializes just in hemp products, and they do a real good job of that. I think they just specialize in that, but those things now, especially the CBD hemp, is outperforming everything. Anything you get physically, they can compare it with what we usually prescribe for it, and it has a better cure rate, or high cure rate.
Next question: what is a good natural sleep aid?
Well, I don't know if you would consider what if it, I'm kind of blocking out on thinking. Chamomile, CHAMMILE, OMILE, and hops are two herbs that are pretty good for it. Also, valerian root. That's what I was trying to think of a while ago, and I kept thinking of Valium. But valerian root, another name for it is God's Valium, but it is excellent for helping you get to sleep. Generally speaking, if we develop a habit of going to bed at the same time, our sleep pattern usually, it becomes a habit, and we just fall asleep at that time. And it's good to go to bed about the same time each night. It's good to get up about the same time each morning. And when we establish patterns like that, it's very helpful for us. There is a combination of valerian root and chamomile and hops, and you can get this, and it's very inexpensive, any health food store, and it works well for sleeping each night, and you're not going to have any kind of hangover. Benadryl also works pretty good for people sleeping, and if you take the right amount, it makes you a little sleepy, and your sleep pattern takes over, and in the morning you don't have any kind of hangover or feel badly. If you take too much Benadryl for sleep, you do. On the psych unit, we used to use Benadryl as our sleeping medication, and we would use 50 milligrams or 100 of it for people to help them with sleep. But sometimes that can cause, you wake up feeling with a hangover from it. It's good to look at what you're doing. If you have a poor sleep pattern, most of the time it's caused by caffeine. And, like after 2 o'clock each day, don't drink anything with caffeine in it. If you do, it's going to kind of keep you awake. Some people drink coffee all day long. Drink coffee 30 minutes before bed and expect to get a good night's sleep. But they just kind of do it innocently, and when you remind them of it, then they say, okay. So if you're having trouble going to sleep at night, stop drinking coffee during the day. Have you 1 cup in the morning, a regular-sized cup, and no more during the day. Or if you're going to drink it during the day, after 2 p.m., don't drink any coffee or anything with caffeine in it.
My brother's one of those that can drink it at 9:30 at night and go to bed and go right to sleep.
Mm-hmm. There's just something very relaxing about it, yeah, and that does happen to some folks. Now, another thing is, keep this in mind, carbonated drinks like Mountain Dew are loaded with caffeine. Yahoo Mountain Dew, they say that Yahoo simply because they've got double or triple the caffeine in it, and so those are the kinds of things that keep you awake also.
Next question has to do with green tea. They're asking, what is green tea good for?
I think it's mainly good to relax you. It's good to kind of give your body balance again, to help you with the balancing of your systems, your cardiovascular, your GI system, your skeletal muscle system, all of them working together, kind of bringing harmony things, something to relax you.
Here's a question I may have to struggle with. Is the ingredient maltodextrin safe for all of us, and what is it? You familiar? I have it spelled maltodextrin. Maltodextrin.
I do not know, Jim. I haven't. That doesn't ring a bell with me right now. Okay. And I wonder what it's in.
Maltodextrin.
Well, it sounds like it with the dextrin. It kind of sounds like a dexedrine-like product. And the question was, what is it?
Is the ingredient safe for all of us, and what is it?
Well, my guess right now is that it's kind of a dexedrine product, and dexedrine perks you up, gives you energy, makes you feel well. It has some mild habituating qualities to it. So, for some people, and if individuals get to taking dexedrine and they're taking too much of it, a certain percentage of them, maybe 5 or 10%, will get paranoid. But if you're aware of those things, for instance, when somebody gives, when you start taking something, it should do one of three things. It's going to make you feel better, and it should do that right away. Or it's going to make you feel worse, discontinue it, or it's going to do nothing and discontinue if it does nothing. Because usually you're getting drug-drug interactions after a while, and you've got to watch out for those. I had a PharmD who are people who have PhDs in pharmacology tell me once that anytime a physician prescribes at least 3 to 5 or more prescriptions for you, you're going to have drug-drug interactions. And this pharmacist was not pharmacist. Well, this PhD pharmacologist was very critical of physicians for prescribing more than 3 to 5 prescription drugs, and and that's pretty much true. Anyone who has any kind of agitation, one thing to ask them is what prescription drugs they're taking, and almost every time, like 50% of the time, any kind of agitation is caused because of the prescription drugs you're taking, and they give you drugs for side effects, but they don't stop the drug that's causing the side effects, those kinds of things. So try to get off of all drugs, pretty much, Now, olive oil is great. Barley is great. Alfalfa is great. I'm talking about super nutrients now. I mentioned hemp, olive oil, barley, alfalfa. Curcumin. Curcumin is what's in turmeric. Turmeric is a spice. Though all of these things have been around for thousands of years, and mankind's used them medicinally. Aloe vera. Aloe vera is great for so many things. Aloe vera juice for GI problems. Aloe vera gel for skin problems. And honey, raw honey especially now. Apple cider vinegar, baking soda, cornstarch. Baking soda is really good for indigestion, things like that, GI tract. Also, it helps people who have kind of bladder infections, and it'll generally speaking help it right away. I love to take a teaspoon of baking soda and just put it in a glass of cold water and chug-a-lug it. And like I said, there's a real nice belch after that. Hydrogen peroxide, I mentioned Dr. Brommer's peppermint soap. You can probably get that at any grocery store now. The big grocery stores have just about everything. I know that Ingles has it, and I'm not sure if the others do. Garlic powder is absolutely fantastic for things. Honey and garlic powder are both antibiotics, and they work very well for almost any kind of ailment. Cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper you got to take with caution now. Yeah. Just a pinch of it. You can get cayenne pepper capsules. In my experience, has been the cayenne pepper capsules are one of the few things that will help people who have hypertension. So if you have hypertension and you're not responding to the medication they give you, try just the little cayenne pepper capsules. I would be cautious and take it with a meal, but that absolutely helps. I know several people who've been helped with that. Filtered water. I like the idea of filtered water because we've got so many things in the water now. And let's see, if you really want to get more information about magical things, go to hacres.com. hacres.com is Hallelujah Acres, and they're filled with all kind of people who've been cured of almost everything by vegetables, the proper kinds of things to eat.
We got about a minute left in the program to wrap things up.
Tea tree oil, I haven't mentioned. Tea tree oil is great for any kind of skin problem. And you can get tea tree oil. It's interesting because you can get tea tree oil shampoo, tea tree oil, skin oil and then you can just get just a regular tea tree oil. And all of that stuff is very, very helpful. Keep an attitude of gratitude, exercise, and eat healthy, eat nutritiously, Try to avoid the things I mentioned. Please avoid diet drinks. Diet drinks, all of them that I see, have aspartame in it, and aspartame is very dangerous to take. Why it's legal, I don't know, because I'm sure it's carcinogenic. I mentioned GMOs. Stay away from those if you can. Unfortunately, soy, which we used to take a lot of, almost all soy, 100% of it now has been genetically modified. Unfortunately, so has corn. But you can still get some corn that's not genetically modified and is safe for you.
Bob, I'll see you next Thursday.
Look forward to
same
it.
Station.
Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Questions today about pardons and the president's former lawyer, Michael Cohen.
Soon after the FBI seized material from his home office and hotel room, Michael Cohen asked his attorney at the time, Stephen Ryan, to contact President Trump's legal team about a pardon, seemingly at odds with Cohen's sworn testimony last week.
I have never asked for, nor would I accept, a pardon from President Trump.
Cohen argued he never asked directly for a pardon, and at the